Hi, hello, namaskara. Welcome to Tech Girl Kannada YouTube channel.
Brute force approach. Introduction. Concept is used as just to do it. The straightforward method, whatever comes in your mind, solving a given problem based on problem statement and definitions of the concepts. Involved like this is called brute force technique. The problem that can be solved using this is matrix multiplication, selection sort, bubble sort, linear search. These are all the brute force approach. Consecutive integer checking algorithm are called this computing GCD of m command. Simple and easy algorithm rarely yields the efficient solution. Some are unacceptably slow. Bubbles are not as constructive or creative as other design. These are all the disadvantages. Then let's go to the selection sort or push down approach. Find the smallest item in the list and exchange it with the first item. Obtain the second smallest in the list and exchange it with the second element, and so on. This is algorithm selection sort of an array, comma n. For I equals to 0 to n minus 2 do min equals to I. For j equals to I plus 1 to n minus 1. If a of j less than a of min, then min equals to j. And for temp equals to a of min is a of I, then a of I is temp. And for analysis is like parameter to be considered as n, which represents the size of the input. Basic operation is comparator statement. If a of j less than a of min in the innermost of for a loop, number of comparisons depends on the value of n and the number of times the two for loops are executed. F of n is equals to 0 n minus 2 j I plus 1 to n minus 1 1. We will go with this as n minus 1 minus I plus 1 plus 1. This will be as given as n minus 1 minus I. Then for n minus 1 plus n minus 2 till 3 to 1, we have n into n minus 1 by 2, that is n square by 2 minus n by 2. This function time complexity is of theta of n square. Then we'll go to the sequential search, also called as linear search. Search key is compared with each item sequentially, one after the other. If the search key is found, then the search is successful. If it is not found, then it is unsuccessful search. For I is equals to 0 to n minus 1, do. If a of I equal to key, then return the position of the key value. Then time complexity of this is theta of n. Brute force string matching, pattern matching. Given a string called text and with n characters and pattern of m characters, find the substring of a text that matches the pattern. If search is successful, return the position of the first occurrence of the pattern in the test string. Otherwise, return -1. The process of searching for a pattern string in a given test string is string matching or pattern matching. Text is bit bang. Text 4 with pattern of 0. Text is big bang and the pattern is bang. Now it searches for text of 4 is pattern of 0. So text of if not equal side, the pattern should move towards right. Increment the index by one value, the test string by 1. So after incrementing, it gets matches at text of 4. So text of I plus j is compared with pattern of j. I range from 0 to 4. 0 to 4. 0 to 8 minus 4, that is n minus m. I range. So n is length of text, m is length of pattern. For I 0 to n minus m, do j equals to 0, while j less than m, pattern of j equal to text of I plus j equal to j plus 1, and while if j equal to m, then return I, and for return minus 1. Best case will be the occurrence of the pattern string is present in the beginning of the text string. M is the length of the pattern string, then the number of comparisons required is m. So omega of m. Worst case occurs if the pattern is present at the end of the string, which is n minus m. That is mn minus m squared plus n, which gives you big O of mn. Then for average case, the algorithm may have to make all m comparisons before shifting the pattern, and this can happen for each of the n minus m plus 1 times. So that is theta of n times. Then the analysis framework. Analysis framework consists of measuring the input size, measuring the running time, computing order of growth of algorithm, measuring the time complexity, measuring the space complexity, then computing the best, worst, and average case efficiencies. This is an important question where you have to know this. Measuring input size, measuring running time, then computing the order of growth of the given algorithm, measuring time complexity, space complexity, computing the best, worst, and the average case of the efficiencies. GCD, greatest common divisor of two numbers. 10, 30. For 10 we have multiples as 1, 2, 5 and 10. For 30 we have 1, 2, 5, 6, 10, 30. The GCD of 10, 30 equals to 10. Ways of computing GCD of two numbers, there are three ways. One is Euclid's algorithm. In that we have using mod operation as well as the repetitive subtraction. Then consecutive interchecking algorithm, middle school procedure using the prime factors. For this we have 6, 10. M is 6 and N is 10. For R, remainder equals to M modulo N, that is 4. 4 is this. Then we'll consider 10, 6. M modulo N is 6. The remainder should be taken to nth position, and M is equals to N equals to remainder. That is modulo operation. Remainder is 4. Then we have 6, 4. 6 by 4, it is 2, remainder. So then 4, 2 is 0, remainder, then 2, 0. Stop when n is equals to 0. When n equals to 0, m is the GCD of the two numbers. What is m? GCD is 6, 10 equals to 2. Iterative method for this is int GCD of int m, int n, int r. Well, n not equal to 0, r equals to m modulo n, m equals to n equals to r, return m. Recursive method in GCD of int m, int n. If n equal to 0, return m. Return GCD of n, m modulo n. N, n modulo n. Next, repetitive subtraction method. For this we have m minus n. That is 10 minus 6 is 4. And then n becomes n minus m. That is 2. Only if n is greater than m. Then for this is m is equals to 4. Can it happen? 4 minus 6? No. Then it would be m itself, 4. Then if this can happen, n minus m, 6 minus 4 is 2. Yes, m equals to n. GCD be either m or n. If one of the two numbers is 0, return the non-negative value as GCD. Since both are 2, we have 2 as our GCD. Int GCD of int m, int n, while m not equal to 0, not equal to n. If m greater than n, m equals to m minus n, else n equals to n minus m, return m. Consecutive integer checking algorithm. Small equals to min of m, n. Compute small. Divide m by sum small. Remainder 0, go to 3, otherwise 4. 3, that is, divide n by small. If remainder is 0, return small. Decrease small by 1, go to step 2. GCD of 10, 6. That is given as small equals to minimum of 10, 6. That could be 6. Now small equals to 6. M modulo small is 4. Decrement starts. Now it is m modulo small is 5. It is 0. Then again n modulo small, n is 6. Modulo small is 5. 6 modulo 5 is 1. Decremented. 10 modulo 4 is 2. Modulo 3 is 1. 10 modulo 2 is 0. Then n modulo small, 6 modulo 2. It is also equal to 0. So GCD is 2. Small equals to minimum of m, n. Then while true, if m mod small equals to 0, if n mod small equals to 0, return small. And if small equals to small minus 1, and while middle school method will be GCD of 60, 120. For 60 we have 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. That is compute the prime factors of 60. And here for this it is 2 into 2 into 2, 3 into 5. 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. That is 60. Then for bubble sort, the adjacent elements in the list are compared and exchanged. Two successive items are exchanged wherever a of I is greater than a of I plus 1. Observe that after each pass, the larger values sink to the bottom of the array, and hence it is called sinking sort. That is bubble sort. Purpose: arrangement of numbers in ascending order. Input n, the number of items present in the table. A, the items to be sorted are present in the table. Output A contains the sorted list. That is Nothing but here is the algorithm. For j1 to n minus 1, I0 to j minus 1, then if a of I is greater than a of I plus 1, temp is a of I is a of I plus 1, a of I plus 1 is temp, and if, and for. Then analysis after j1 to n minus 1 do. For I0 to n minus j minus 1 do. N minus j minus 1. If a of I is greater than a of I plus 1, that is 1. N minus j minus 1. So here n minus 1, j 1 to n minus 1. Then n minus j minus 1 minus 0 plus 1. That will be n minus j. Then while considering this is n minus 1 minus j minus n minus 1 minus j, that is n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, like that up to 3 plus 2 plus 1. N into n minus 1 by 2, n square by 2 minus n by 2. Time complexity is function that belongs to theta of n square. This completes the module 1.